Hello everyone and welcome back to another OPTC Cruise video. We're going to go through the teams I showed you in the preparation video, and I did make quite a few changes. One of the teams entirely changed. I also will go into a lot more detail about what each character does, the requirements for the teams, if you need a -2 cooldown ship, for instance the Ho ship at mod 2, or the catapult, what's his name? Bullet ship at mod 1, that also works for a -2 cooldown. And also some characters need hunger maxed, barrier pin maxed, which I didn't mention in the previous video, so we're going to get into all that. Let's start off with the Intrusion Fight. Okay, so I did make a few changes here, mainly the positions of the characters. I made Sanji inputting my captain, and then I put the Sabo and Luffy in the middle row, which one of them will be swapped into the captain. Based on who is swapped, we will either get rid of the despair or the paralysis with those two characters as captains. Now, unfortunately, Luffy doesn't get around all 13 turns, only 10, so we need some supports to get rid of the last turns of paralysis. Yeah, so besides the fact that the characters need to be in the middle row there, this is a lot of just point boosters on the bottom row mainly. They don't really do much besides helping us with damage a teeny bit. No ship needed. Okay, so in stage 1, we actually do get the super swap of our Sanji inputting charged. It's very important that you start off in their quick form, so they get the super swap charge ready. It's going to be important for the final stage to give us matching orbs for our attacking units, meaning our captains, since they have type advantage. Stage 2, we get paralysis orbs. That gets removed with the special of Mole. Then we can use the X super of Sabo, as well as his special. It's important to use his special so that we can get our Karasu and Mole super type ready. And it's important that you use this so that our Luffy becomes gear 4 Snake Man. This is only important if your Luffy becomes captain, because if he is not in gear 4 Snake Man form, then he will not remove the paralysis on the final stage. For Sabo though, he gets around the despair regardless. But yeah, if your Luffy becomes the captain, make sure that you are using all 3 of those super class, super type abilities, so that we can get into Luffy's gear 4th form and remove the paralysis. But in this case, Sabo will remove despair. We can also get around the enemy damage reduction with the super swap and special of our Sanji and Pudding, or their special rather. And then we can use the special of Akainu, who gives us an orb boost, and then Luffy gives us an increased damage taken to the enemy. At this point though, it is not needed to waste our time using those specials, and you can just tap on our attacking units, killing off the enemy. Okay, let's get into the mini bosses. First one is against Tashigi. Okay, now we first up against Kuroma. I don't know who this kid is, but we are going to be using the exact same team as before. We do have the support of Roger to give our kid-in-law a turn of cooldown at the start of the quest. They activate very fast, but it is required alongside a -2 cooldown ship to make sure that our kid-in-law is ready for the second stage. Now we are using a quick captain who gives 1 turn of cooldown in the captain and also reduces special bind. That is very specific, but Chang's crew is the only character that I saw that could actually do this and fulfill those requirements. We need a quick captain so that we have one of every type, allowing our Sengoku special to work. Besides that, we are going to be using Elizabello on stage 1. Any other strength wave clearer will work. Kid-in-law on stage 2 to give us a wave clear very fast and also a lot of chain buffs. It's also important that they are going to be the one attacking the enemy on the final stage. They do have the benefit of being cerebral, which means that they have the weakness. They use the weakness of the enemy to their advantage, giving us an extra 2x damage. As you can see, we do just brute force through the damage reduction and threshold. If you hit a perfect, it's about 30 million damage, which I know isn't a lot. But for most people, that is going to last the entire treasure map. You can also add a support to give chain boost, I mean, since we don't even have that as of this point. You can also save your that support of page 1 for earlier nabs to not waste so much time. But the next fight is against Tashigi, and this team remains completely unchanged. I actually nerfed the team because it's too powerful and wastes a lot of time. So I'll tell you guys about that in a moment. Okay, so this is interesting. So this team did 500 million damage. Yeah, if you use the X Super and you use Yamato's special, then that does 500 million damage. Nami and Usopp is the only attacking unit on this team, by the way. They need to have barrier penetration maxed, and of course if you have the highest stats, then it's going to benefit them more. So I put a stat support on them. I don't think you need the barrier pen maxed since we'd have full HP anyways. But how I nerf the team is, we don't need the X Super. So not having the X Super animation at the start is going to save us a bit of time. Hence, I removed the Koala and Robin character. That allows us to not proc the enemy or our captain's X Super, saving us a bit of time. Stage 2 Ivankov. Yeah, we don't need the X Super. It adds way too much damage and wastes a 2 seconds time. And we also removed the Sabo support that was on our Koala and Robin, which gave us a 0.7 chain boost. That is also unnecessary. With that, we did 200 million damage. So I also removed that, and literally we have 0 chain. We don't start the chain or anything. Nami and Usopp does 111 million damage. So yeah, this team is insane. We have a 3x attack, orb boost, and color affinity. And we also have the benefit of the enemy having weakness to cerebral, which Usopp and Nami are. So pretty good team. I mean, it's super fast and very, very strong. Even if you got to nav level 1000, that team would still deal enough damage if you switched back to using Koala and Robin for the X Super, and also facilitating the Sabo 0.7 chain boosting support. Now this team is the one that drastically changed. Before I used Rayleigh and Gaban as a captain, because they are a -2 cooldown captain, and also reduce the attack down on the final stage with their captain. Unfortunately, I didn't see that the stun happens to our captains before the attack down, which is going to disable our captain effects, effectively making our Rayleigh and Gaban useless. They didn't remove the attack down. Yeah, so we had to use an alternative. My choice is Koala. So Koala is going to give us an attack boost to the final stage, and is also going to give us a attack down resistance, or immunity should I say. Now this is a very unique buff and it's super helpful. We do get an orb boost from the support from Shimotsuke. He also is going to give us resistance to the stun debuff, or remove it I should say. And then we use our Sanji. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Just hit a good on one of the characters. And then Luffy does 72 million damage. Yeah, so we have an attack boost from Koala. She brings it in. We have an orb boost from the support on our Yamato. We have 1 orbs from Yamato's crewmate ability. We have stun negation from the support on Yamato. We have resilience negation from the Koshiro support on Sanji. Sanji buffs our attack and orb boost by 0.5, gives us a +2 chain boost, a 1.5x chain multiplicative buff, and also is going to reduce the enemy's threshold. So yeah, everyone's very productive on that team, so I'm very happy with it. Marco is a bit slow, but he's my only option. It was very frustrating to find a captain who gave enough cooldown, and you do need a -2 cooldown on that ship. And also that Roger support on your captain Marco. That's about it. This team, we are going to hit a perfect strike on your Doflamingos. Please hit a perfect strike, otherwise you will not kill, and you don't want to use bullets. Wano Orb, he is our main damage dealer on the final stage. I'm pretty sure a great strike will actually kill with the Doflamingos, unless you have Doflamingo at a very low stat, then just hit a perfect strike, it will kill the enemy. Anyways, we have a chain lock from Kikunojo Izo, a color affinity from the Doflamingo captain effect, a full board of 1 orbs from Hiyori. Hiyori also gets around 3 tons of hunger through her potential ability, make sure it's maxed. And then we have Carrot, the only special on the final stage, giving us cooldown, but most importantly an orb boost and an attack boost. And becoming the captain, she ignores the 2 annoying debuffs. She also reduces the enemy's defense to 0. Very productive character. And then our bullet is driven, getting the color affinity from our Doflamingo, and also getting the captain ability from the friend unit, and also is going to have fighter class, meaning they have all the buffs that Carrot provides. That was a mouthful, but Bullet is just the perfect character to burst with, and Carrot is just amazing on that team. Final boss. This team is exact same. We actually no, we changed the unit order a teeny bit. I moved Sanji and Pudding onto the left column, which is important because it means they won't get special binded on the final stage. They are very important. They get around the enemy's threshold and also give us a color affinity buff. Of course, we are using Karasu and Morley once again. This team is a bit slower and also is a bit lower points than the Intrusion. But honestly, the only way to increase this team's speed is to sacrifice points, which you don't want to be doing on a final boss team. Okay, so this team, stage 2, what do we get? We get Paralysis, Poison Orbs, Attack Down, Chain Attack Down, Venom. Karasu gets around most of it. The attack down is negated by the combined effort of the supports and also by the special of Nami and Karina. We can use the Karasu and Morley special, and you can see how beneficial that is. We use Kanjuro and Orochi to give us chain growth rate buff alongside the supports that gave us a chain boost. We can get around the 2.4x minimum chain attack down. And that's about it. We can also use Gear 5 special since we can't use him on the final stage. Might as well start off with your Kanjuro and Orochi, and we can get through that chain attack down pretty fast. Okay, final stage. Final stage is quite annoying. We do get Rewind at our left side. Karasu and Morley's captain negates it. Paralysis orbs are the main problem. Okay, so we use the X super of our Sabo as well as his special. This is going to negate the special bind. We could actually save Luffy. Nah, it's a waste to save Luffy because we can't even use his special. We have a special use limit of 2 specials, so we are using them for Sabo and for your Pudding and Sanji. So swap into the Dex form of Sanji and Pudding. Type advantage, matching orbs, color affinity, enemy threshold is reduced. And since we have 3 super type or super class abilities, our paralysis orbs are irrelevant. We get them we negate the paralysis with Luffy's captain ability, and we can just tap and kill. Now, yes, there's paralysis orbs, which means the damage isn't the best. But so with Sanji and Pudding's matching orb, and how much damage the team does anyways, it's not a problem. The speed is the main issue. We do have Brook, Kizuna Railroad support to give us a chain boost on the final stage and speed it up a bit to get past the chain attack down. But using all the specials and X supers is a must, and it is very slow. So yeah, the final boss is a bit less convenient than the Intrusion, but I'm very happy with how the teams turned out at this time around. I hope you guys also enjoyed these teams. And if you did have any problems with the preparation video, then I'm sorry about that. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'm out.